Good morning, everyone. Hope you all understood yesterday's classes, that is Porifera and Coelenterata, which are also called as Cnidarians, right? The two phylums which we have seen yesterday. Okay, so today also we are going to see some phylums. So hope you will concentrate and listen and also understand. And if you have any doubts, you try to text me up. In the next session, I will clarify all your doubts. Okay, children. Okay, now come to the next topic. Okay, that is Platyhelmenthes. Okay, children, today we are going to learn about the phylum which is called as the Platyhelmenthes, right? So when you come to the Platyhelmenthes, here we are going to learn some of the new terms so that they will be carried from here to the other phylums also. So it's very much important for you to remember these terms. Okay, so I hope you understood the Porifera and Coelenterata. Once again, I repeat you that if you have any kind of doubts, please text me so that we will clarify those doubts in the next session, right, or the next video, right? So today we are going to learn few things about the phylum which is called as the Platyhelmenthes. So you can see the spelling here, Platyhelmenthes, right? So in the Platyhelmenthes here, when you see the body of the Platyhelmenthes, it is bilaterally symmetrical. So before going to the structures and all, let me give you the example first so that the organism is in your mind, especially the parasitic worms like tapeworm. Like tapeworm is the best example for the Platyhelmenthes. So here, okay, the organisms which belong to the Platyhelmenthes are bilaterally symmetrical. Now, what do you mean by bilaterally symmetrical? That is, now for example, if you take a planaria, okay, and also take a paramecium here, right? So now what we will do is we will try to cut them into two halves. Which one do you think are equal to each other? If we cut like this, which one is equal or which one is similar, which one is identical? Now tell me which one is identical, which one will be identical, right? Exactly, this planarian will be identical because, you know, if you see this part, okay, you see this part, okay, and this part are very much similar to each other. But when you come to the paramecium, they are not similar to each other. Here, this part has a different shape here, and this part has a different shape here. So when you cut an organism into two equal halves, if they are similar to each other, if they are exactly identical to each other, we call it as bilaterally symmetrical. So these organisms are an example for the bilaterally symmetrical organisms. So here we are taking the examples of the planaria, and also we are taking the examples of the paramecium, and we have tried to cut them into two equal halves. So this paramecium, like, no, it's not exactly similar to the other, but whereas the planaria is exactly similar to the other organisms. So that's how they are bilaterally symmetrical organisms. So that is the first point here which we are studying. Second one is the triploblastic. Now when you come to the triploblastic is a word which is used for a cell which has three layers. Let me tell you the three layers here. So in the Coelenterata, we have learned that they are having only two layers of cells, right? They are having only two layers of cells. But whereas here in the Platyhelmenthes, there are three layers of cells. Now, for example, this is a cell, first layer, second layer, and third layer. So 1, 2, and 3 layers of cells are present in the cell. So if there are three layers of cells present in them, they are called as the triploblastic. If there are only two layers of cells present in them, they are called as the diploblastic. Okay, if there are only two, we call them as the diploblastic cells. So when you come to the triploblastic cells and all, okay, the first layer is called as the ectoderm. Okay, the middle one is called as the mesoderm. Okay, the third layer is called as the endoderm. Okay, so like this there are three layers, okay, which are ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Now whereas when you come to the diploblastic cells and all, like you will find the ectoderm and you will find the endoderm, but you will not find the mesoderm. So here, if you take the diploblastic, I have said you that ectoderm and endoderm are present, but whereas the mesoderm layer is absent. That's why, because there are only two layers, we call them as diploblastic. But whereas the organisms, for example, you can take the Hydra, you can take the sea anemones and all, like which all the organisms which belong to Coelenterata are diploblastic in nature. Hydra, okay, sea anemones, okay, all these organisms, they belong to the Coelenterata. So that's why they are all called as diploblastic organisms. But whereas when you come to the organisms which are in the Platyhelmenthes, they all are triploblastic. Triploblastic in the sense there are three layers of cells present in the There are three layers present in the cell, right? They are ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. So these are the three layers present in the cell. That's why they are triploblastic, right? Remember this point, right? So that is how it becomes the triploblastic. Okay, because it is a triploblastic organism, because it has mesoderm, endoderm and ectoderm, like no, they will allow. So in the last one we have seen only up to tissue formation. Okay, because there are three layers here, they will allow some organs to form in the body. So basically when you have seen the Coelenterata, the division, the differentiation has only left it allowed only till the tissue formation. But whereas here even the tissues also will undergo differentiation and forms the organ. So this particular group, this particular phylum allows few organs in their body. So in this way, because the differentiation level is a bit low, so what happens here is the organs which are formed are also very less. So that's how only a little organ formation will be there in this particular group, which is phylum, which is called as Platyhelmenthes. And now next is the no true coelom is there. Right now coming to the what is coelom. So yesterday we have learned about the coelom, or that is Coelenterata. So where there is coelom in the body. Now we'll try to understand what is the word coelom. So now here if you see, now just assume that this is an organism. Okay, this is an organism. So whatever the body cavity which is inside, right? Cavity in the sense empty space. So this is the empty space, right? This empty space is called as the coelom. It is called as the coelom. So now this is an empty space. Why there is empty space here? So that organs can be accommodated. So that they can accommodate the organs in the empty space. So if this space is accommodating the organs, then it is the true coelom. Then it is the true coelom here, right? So now this one is called as the empty space. Empty space is called as the coelom because there is empty space. Because there is empty space in the organism which belong to Coelenterata. That's why they are called as the coelenterates. They are called as the coelenterates. Okay. So now here when you come to the Platyhelmenthes also, you don't find any true coelom here. Okay, where the organs can be placed. That kind of coelom, that kind of empty space you will not find in these organisms. Okay, so basically we have already learned that all the organisms here are the parasitic worms. They are the parasitic worms like structures. Okay, and one more thing here is they are flattened dorsventrally. In the sense, now for example, if you take an organism here, this is the dorsal side. Dark is dorsal and this white side is ventral. Okay, dorsal and ventral. So dorsally and ventrally they are not like this, they are not round in shape, but they are flattened like a paper, like this. They are flattened. They are all flattened. So dorsal side and ventral side, it's like a flattened. They will be like this. So that's the reason why we call them as the flatworms. We call them as the flatworms. So these organisms are flattened dorsally and ventrally. So dorsally is the stomach side, ventral is the back side. So dorsally and ventrally both are, they are compressed. They are compressed, and that's the reason why we call them as the flatworms. Okay, and these kind of organisms, they like to live a free life, and also they love to live a parasitic life. So they can live freely or they can live a parasitic life. That means, what is parasite? The organism which depends upon the other organisms for the food and also harm them are called as the parasite. So these are living a kind of parasitic life. Okay, so now the other thing is examples. Now, like for free living examples, you can take the planarians, and for the parasitic you can take the tapeworms. So tapeworms, like you can find them mostly in the intestines of the buffaloes, right? So these cattle, like they in the intestines, there will be in these tapeworms, and also what they will do is, what is the food which is eaten by the buffalo, and it is digested. After that, it comes into the intestine. So these tapeworms depend upon the digested food. In turn, what happens is the size of the buffaloes will decrease. They will get affected because of the lack of nutrients, and they will fall sick, and also that is how these will live a parasitic life. Okay, so this is about the phylum which is called as the Platyhelmenthes. What is this? Platyhelmenthes. So now we'll go to the nematoda. Here, children, in nematoda, we'll see the characters of these organisms. The first one is they are already, we have learned what is bilaterally symmetrical. So these are also bilaterally symmetrical, and also these are the parasitic worms. Already we have seen that in the Platyhelmenthes. So these also are the organisms which have the nature of parasitism. So they also the parasitic worms which depends upon the other organisms for food materials and also harm them, right? And also harm them. That's why they are called as the parasitic organisms. So here these are absolutely parasitic organisms. So second one is they are bilaterally symmetrical. So if you cut them into two equal halves will be absolutely similar to each other. So there will be no difference at all. They are identical. They are equal to each other. That's the reason why we are calling it as bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, remember the word bilaterally symmetrical. So third one is they are triploblastic. That means the cells are having the three layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Okay, there are three layers in the cells. Now these organisms are unlike flatworms, which are absolutely flat, they are round. Okay, because they are round, or these organisms which are in the nematoda are called as the roundworms. They are called as the roundworms. So the organisms which are here in this particular nematodes, they are absolutely cylindrical in nature, and that's the reason why they are called as the roundworms. Okay, remember that. And now there is coelom present in that, right? But here this is not a true coelom, it is pseudocoelom. Pseudo in the sense false, which is exactly opposite to true coelom. Opposite to true coelom is pseudocoelom. That is, here you can see a false coelom where there are no real organs placed in them. That's why we are calling it as the pseudocoelom. So if you cut the organism and if you look inside, there are no real organs there. What is the cavity present? That is nothing but the coelom, but it is a false coelom. It's not a true coelom at all. So here you can see different diseases which are caused by this Nematohelmenthes or nematodes. So here these nematodes will cause a deadly dangerous disease which is called as the elephantiasis. So you can see the leg, right? No, the normal leg and the other leg which is affected by the elephantiasis, how big it has become, how what kind of swelling you can see in that. Okay, so that is how the legs will change their shapes, and even sometimes even hands also will be affected. So this is because of the mosquito bite. You can see the size of the legs which are completely abnormal, right? So that is how elephantiasis is the best example of the parasite disease which is caused by the Platyhelmenthes. Okay, children. Right, so children, this is about the nematodes. This is the information about the nematodes. Okay, children. So you can see some of the nematodes over here. You can see the pictures of them. Okay, and then we'll come to the Annelida. So children, the next one we will go to the Annelida. We will come to the phylum which is called as the Annelida. Here also you can see the organisms which are bilaterally symmetrical. These are bilaterally symmetrical, and these organisms, even if you cut them, you can see the two equal and identical halves. And second one is again they are triploblastic in nature, which contain the three layers of cells: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. That is the common factor which we are seeing from the Platyhelmenthes, Nematoda and Annelida, right? Annelida. And here now the differentiation, right? How it is different from the Platyhelmenthes and Nematohelmenthes. Nematohelmenthes in the sense nematoda. So how it is different from nematoda and Platyhelmenthes here? That is, they contain the true coelom. They contain the true coelom. If they have the true coelom, what happens is the organs can be accommodated over there. That's the reason why if you see for example, if you can take an earthworm. If you take an earthworm, you can see the segments on the earthworm. That is the divisions, like ring-like structures like present, like they are called as the segments. Okay, this one, each one of these divisions are called as the segments. Okay, in each and every segment there are some organs. For example, if you come here, okay, this particular place they will have the reproductive system, this particular place they have the excretory system, okay, this particular place they have the digestive system. Like this, each and in this particular cavity, in this particular coelom, which is a cavity inside, the organs are placed. The organs are placed, and these, because the organs are placed like this, that's why we are calling it as a true coelom. But whereas in the others, the organs are not properly placed. Okay, they have completely ended themselves to the formation of the tissues. But here the tissues differentiate into organs, and these organs are placed in this area. So that's why we are calling it as the true coelom. We are calling it as the true coelom. And also we are seeing the organ differentiation here. The organs are formed here. There are reproductive organs, there are excretory organs, there are digestive organs, there are blood vessels and whatnot. So each and every system properly works here. That's the reason why we are calling it as the true coelom, where the organs are accommodated. Okay, and already we have seen that these body parts are divided into segments. Okay, the round color, the round structures which you can find, the round structure which you can find are called are nothing but the segment. They are the ring-like structures which are called as the segments. Okay, and these organisms basically lives in the water and also in the moist soil. The best example what you can take is the earthworm. So just wherever you plant the trees and all, if you dig there, you'll find the earthworms. Okay, and the leeches. Leeches are the best example for the annelids. So they also live in the water, isn't it? So when buffaloes gets into the pond water or somewhere, when they come out, you can see the leeches attach to them and they'll be sucking the blood. Okay, so that is how this group which is called as this phylum which is called as the Annelida ends. So bilateral symmetrical triploblastic. I think you understood now what is true coelom, and also differentiation of the tissues into organs you can see in this particular annelids. Okay, you can see all the different organs which are present in the earthworm. Okay, and then there is segmentation. All the body parts are divided into segments. Okay, and then they live in the fresh water. They basically live in the fresh water and also in the moist areas and also examples you can take the earthworms and also you can take the leeches. So this is all about the phylum which is called as the Annelida, and tomorrow we'll come up with the other phylums and then we'll try to complete the unit. Okay children, until then, take care, have a great day, see you all tomorrow, bye.